Chamber event, the Red Carpet Lunch Champions of Diversity. I've asked Lisa Giuliano to please come up for prayer and pledge.
Thank you. I'm sharing a prayer for diversity, equity, and inclusion written by Dr. Antipas Harris, who is the president of the Urban Renewal Center in Norfolk, Virginia. Please bow your heads and be reverent as you choose. Today, we stand in proactive interest concerning the beautiful kaleidoscope of human existence. You have created such a beautiful picture of diversity. Our pigmentations, ethnic origins, racial identities, genders, gifts, talents, education, faiths, challenges, victories, shortcomings, and successes can all be used for the good. Help us learn how to maximize our potential toward what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. called the beloved community. Teach us to love and affirm each other's humanity. We are a diverse family in need of development. Teach us to discover ourselves in the presence of people who are not like us. Teach us, O Lord, to confront the truth about our region's separatism with a plan to overcome. May our organizational policies reflect the best of intentions to equalize the playing fields of opportunity and progress. Thank you for the opportunities that are before us. Thank you for the gifts to respond to them. May the people who are served and the people who serve be blessed. In the name of the one who caused all things to be, the Holy One created us to become. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, welcome to the Chamber event hosted by the Hamilton, Rotary, and Kiwanis clubs. Again, my name is Randy Allman. I'm the Rotary Club President. I'd like to introduce to you Dan Bates, the CEO of the Hamilton Chamber, to welcome us for the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Chamber, welcome to the second annual Champions of Diversity Red Carpet Luncheon. I first want to thank our Chamber sponsors. Our Centennial sustaining sponsors are Auto Express of Hamilton, Barclays, Business Breakthrough Advisors, Butler Tech, City of Hamilton, First Financial Bank, Kettering Health Hamilton, Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital, and U.S. Bank. I also want to thank today's sponsor, LCNB, who is the sponsor for this event. Thank you. I also want to recognize and thank our long-term partner, TV Hamilton, who will be live streaming today's program. Would the students please take their place? There's a step right here. Okay, moving forward with the program. We're going to start with remarks from Megan Morris, MFT, Military Families and Veterans Allied, Faith Allied, is a licensed marriage and family therapist that utilizes a holistic system approach to uncover the root of the problem. Today, she will be kicking off our discussion by opening our minds to the understanding that diversity is not only what we see on the outside, but also encompasses the thoughts, patterns of our hearts and our minds. Diversity of thought is just as important to understand, if not more so, than any other aspect of diversity. Following Megan, our students will be introduced, and they are representing today our Voice and Unidos from Biden High School and Melanated Matters from Hamilton High School. With that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Megan Morris.
All right, hello everyone. First, I want to thank Dan Bates and his team at Greater Hamilton for this opportunity to present to you guys today. I hope that what I present is insightful, a little challenging, and allows us to have deeper conversations surrounding this topic. So, diversity. A term, if Googled, has over 3.6 billion, with a B, search results. And it seems to have almost as many definitions and applications as a leopard has spots. Since the beginning of the civil rights movement in the 1960s, we have seen the term diversity evolve to include demographics such as nationality, race, ethnicity, creed, language, gender, sexual orientation, disability, physical or mental, neurodivergence, age, generation, social and economic status, career, religion, and level of education. Some articles I saw cited over 20 different types or areas of diversity. The topics of diversity, equity, and inclusion have been increasingly spoken on in recent years. Why keep bringing it up when it seems so obvious to so many? This question assumes that everyone knows we live in a diverse world, and therefore some nations and cultures are different from each other. This assumption, however, is a dangerous one, as it assumes everyone will follow the golden rule and treat others as they wish to be treated. And that is unfortunately just not the case in every part of our world. While it is true that there are many kind people in the world who appreciate, dare I say, love, diversity, and they want to learn about other cultures, there are still groups who view their way as superior, and they do not care about the beautiful diversity that God has created. Diversity has been a hot-button topic for so long that some view it as old news, cliche, an understatement, or possibly even a political ploy to create further division. Instead of becoming a topic to help bridge the gap between differences, the diversity I have learned about just points out all of our differences. So today, I want to add another level of understanding to our traditional definition of diversity. As Dan stated in my introduction, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I received my bachelor's in psychology from Northern Kentucky University and my master of marriage and family therapy at Abilene Christian University in Texas. Go Wildcats. As a marriage and family therapist, I have been trained to look at the multiple circles or systems an individual, couple, or family are part of to help understand why they believe what they believe. Using such a perspective of the presenting concerns allows me to challenge those beliefs to see if they align with the client's goals for therapy. These systems can include the individual client, immediate family, extended family, religion, culture, school, work, community, local chambers even, such as Greater Hamilton, and the larger society in which we operate. As I studied more about families, systems, and the interlocking components that connect us to others and others to us, I came to realize that diversity is not only what we see on the outside, but it also encompasses the thought patterns of our hearts and our minds. Diversity of thought is just as important to understand, if not more so, than any other aspect of diversity. So, what is diversity of thought? I'm glad you asked. According to a business article published by Capital One, diversity of thought is the reality that there is more than one way to think about something. It understands that the way each person interprets and interacts with the world is reflective of their own unique identity, culture, and personal experiences. What this article is referring to is one's cognitive schema, or long-held basic assumptions about how the world and relationships work and a person's place in the world. These beliefs are formed at an early age and continue to change and develop as we grow and mature, if we allow. Our cognitive schema or worldview influences how we think, and what we do. It is influenced by the diversity factors I've mentioned, such as race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religious and cultural beliefs, and our larger culture. This is how you can have two children grow up in the exact same household, but come out with different worldviews. So let me give an example just to help kind of understand what I'm talking about. 9/11. When I said 9/11, each individual in here had a different reaction. At least half of us or more experienced some form of an emotional response because we were alive when it happened, or old enough to remember at least. Another portion probably thought, oh yeah, I heard about that in history class. while yet another portion has no idea what I'm referring to. If you were in New York City, Pennsylvania, or DC, were a teenager or older, your emotional reaction is probably stronger than mine, who watched it on TV in Virginia Beach at the age of 8. If you are a first responder or have a loved one who was, your reaction would also differ from mine, as my father was a member of the United States Navy, and we knew this could send him into the line of fire once former President Bush declared war on the terrorists who planned that vicious attack. Now, since I dampened the mood with a serious yet tangible example of how diversity of thought is applied in our lives, let's try the same exercise, but with a little bit more lighthearted examples, and this is going to require some audience participation, okay? So let me know what you think about the following statements, all right? Everyone ready? Skyline is better than Gold Star. Yeah. All right. Okay. How about this one? Cincinnati Bengals are better than the Cleveland Browns. Okay. All right. Now how about this one? Marching band is a sport and should be funded as such. All of those who just reacted that way are either involved or were involved in marching band, just so you know. And then the last one, here's one more. I think we might be all be able to agree on this one. Daylight savings time needs to end. Yes. Okay. But, okay, again, what is the point, though, right? The point is, in order to create and maintain understanding, we must have an open mind to hear other perspectives that do not necessarily jive with our worldviews. We can do this, obviously, by reading materials on various nations, cultures, and religions, and comparing those with what we believe. However, studies show that exposure is actually the best way to open up minds. By encouraging individuals and families to immerse themselves in various cultures within and without the border of the United States, we can reduce stereotypes and biases and increase understanding and empathy for individuals of diverse and varying statuses. So how does this apply to our meeting today? Because of the different generational cultures represented in this room. Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of the United Nations and Ghanaian diplomat, said, "Young people should be at the forefront of global change and innovation. Empowered, they can be key agents for development and peace. If, however, they are left on society's margins, all of us will be impoverished." This luncheon is the perfect opportunity to validate our young people and to start a conversation about what they are actually experiencing every day versus what we believe or think they are experiencing. Their thought patterns influenced by their life experiences will give us new insight into Hamilton, the surrounding communities, and how we can help this generation change the world. Right now, our culture is very quick to write off others because of opposing beliefs without taking a moment to understand why they believe the way they do. I have seen families separate, friends sever ties, and parts of history we may not like be written off because of different beliefs. I am not here to debate politics, it's not my job, but challenge us to be willing to hear the points of view, other points of view, because we may just learn something. If not, at the very least, encourage a new generation to take on the world. So, without further ado, let me invite Shamana Curtis and John Pope to take the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jean Pope, and this is my cohort, Shamana Curtis.
Shamana Curtis in the house.
We are thankful to Rotary and certainly to the Chamber for helping us elevate, empower, and educate everyone in this room by virtue of having these amazing young people give you a little bit of what their daily perspective is and how they are trying to see and to change the world.
Yes, so we will introduce our panel to you. Then we have a slide presentation that each group will share with you. Then they have some questions that they are going to share with for their perspective. That wasn't easy. So starting off at the end, we have Meet Kayla Scott. Thank you for that. Oh, well, there seems to be a slight switch in the plans. There you go. Back to you, Mrs. Pope.
Yeah, thank you, Shamina. That's all right, that's all right. Enthusiasm is welcome, right?
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. We are going to introduce to you now two members of Our Voice. It is an affinity group at Baden, and we have some of the youngest and brightest members coming to you today to share just a little bit about what they do, who they are, and why they're doing it. So let me introduce to you Miss Maya Calhoun. She's a freshman and was at the inception of Our Voices. She likes to play basketball, volleyball, and archery. These people are well-rounded. And then we have Miss Samaya Broyles. She's also... There is no bias in this room. Miss Samaya Broyles, she also is a freshman and also was in the inception of Our Voice, which was the first affinity club of this sort at Baden, and she has been a member since day one. She is a basketball and softball player. She is also a talented wordsmith. So if we could invite them to share their presentation. Sammy, if you'd go ahead and turn it on. Ladies, the floor is yours.
Can you hear us? Oh. Our Voice. Our Voice's mission statement is, Our Voice seeks to create a safe space within our community where African American students can unite with allies and promote equal in Baden School, encouraging Black excellence.
So, why is Our Voice important to us? Well, at Baden, there isn't many people of color, so therefore uniting with other people who go through the same things as us helps us get through things. We confide in each other when we deal with microaggression and we face inside the school walls. It's important for us that we create solutions for these problems. For instance, we have a form on our school page, and it's called the Safe Space Violation Form. And it's basically where if you see somebody violating your safe space or doing something that they shouldn't be doing, you can report it anonymously. It's to help make it known the issues that are going on at Baden. So
why do we want to be an infinite group? As you see this picture, it was a collab with Our Voice, Melanin Matters, Dig, and Unidos to come together. We have fun with these kickbacks and other infinite groups. We discuss issues that affect us, but we also have fun. This special kickback was in honor of Black History Month.
yeah, there you go. Okay, so right here we have listed some upcoming events that we plan on having. These are some additional plans to help support things in Hamilton specifically. So first we have Serve City. We would like to serve people in need. It's something that Our Voice has been talking about. Next we have a Juneteenth celebration. Juneteenth is coming up soon, so one of the things we plan on is going to the celebration that will happen at Markham Park this year. So we'll make known to that. Kickbacks. So we do like to have kickbacks with Dig, Unidos, and Melanated Matters. A couple has been at our school. Well, only one has been at our school, but mostly we've been going to Hamilton a lot, and those are fun. HBCU trip. We've been wanting to go visit some more local HBCUs recently. We plan a fundraiser in April to raise money for that. And then Freedom Center. We also want to visit the Freedom Center.
which HBCUs we want to go see. One is Summit, and I think that's in Dayton, Ohio, or Columbus. One. And then the North Carolina, Howard, and
Central State.
yeah, Citrus State.
And Wilberforce University are two of the main ones we want to get to. This little photo right here is Our Voices' first time being invited at Hamilton for Melanated Matters. Yeah, it's us. So basically, that day we hung out, we talked, started getting to know each other, and we discussed the differences of things at Hamilton versus Baden. And one of the things that we did was that we did this thing where we all lined up in the gym, and you take a step forward if the thing that is announced applies to you. Example can be have you been out of the country? Take a step forward. Things like that. Have you been racially profiled? Take a step forward. So it was just a big difference to see some things that somebody at Baden could have had and didn't happen at Hamilton for somebody. They had different opportunities. Any questions?
Thank you, ladies. As we switch over to another presentation, and as you can see, we have different stages of young people. As I said, these are our wonderful freshman young ladies, and we're so glad that they're here today. We have some other profiles. Sophia Williams and Jared Leibelsberger are here with us today for DIG, which stands for Diversity, Inclusion, and Growth. And it is a group that is all-inclusive at Baden High School as well. Samaya Williams is a junior at Baden High School. She's one of the founders of DIG. She's a tennis player and a service leadership board member. She wants to be a lawyer and to fight against injustice in our country. She's also a alumnus member of CHIPS, and this year we had the honor of having her at the City of Hamilton organization where she worked on the equity plan for the City of Hamilton. And what that plan does is show us as a city opportunities where we're able to make strides in the areas of diversity, equity, and inclusion for all that are there. Then we have Jared. He's an original member of not only DIG, but Our Voice as well. And his main goal is to becoming a bigger person for the community and to be a leader for new and upcoming generations of all races here in the city of Hamilton. He wants to help lead young men and women to better ways to advance themselves and their careers for success. He also is looking forward to elevating the minority businesses here in the city of Hamilton. And there will be an impending partnership that is being cultivated with Neil's Barbecue. So more on that later. But at this time, we will have Sophia and Jared.
So DIG was created last year as a safe space for all the students and faculty of Baden to come and just learn about different cultures and different issues in our community so that in return, they can go out into the world and spread hope and just treat everyone with dignity because we don't want anyone at Baden to feel like they don't belong. We want everyone to have a place and know that they are loved. We have we have meetings every 3 weeks, and we focus on all types of issues, and we celebrate holidays like Lunar New Year, and our last meeting was on microaggressions, and we usually start with a game, and then we kind of go into more the learning aspect of it, so that it's not just students being lectured, it's more of a fun sort of group activity. Any questions?
representing the amazing culture at Baden, we have Macbeth Ramirez Flores. She is a sophomore at Baden and began in the inception of the group along with their mentor, Jose Contreras, who is also, let me go ahead and plug Chips again, a Chips alumnus. So thank you, Chips. Unidos is a unique group in where there's ample opportunity for them to share not only their culture, some of the challenges, but again, also some of the opportunities. But I'll turn it over to Macbeth to give you some more information.
Hello, everyone. My name is Macbeth Flores Ramirez. I'm the treasurer of Unidos from Baden. What we do, we want to create a safe space for Hispanics at Baden High School. At Baden High School, there aren't many Hispanics, so really having meetings helps reunite all Hispanics, helps form connections, friendships, and we have a lot of fun. Next slide, please. So how did it start? Last year, Adriana Garcia started the club. She had the idea because, well, she saw the issue that there aren't many Hispanics. She wanted to reunite them. Today, our president is Marcia Reyes. Next slide, please. So we do volunteer work. We mainly do volunteer work at Living Water. Living Water is an after-school program, and just a lot of kids go after school, they have fun, they do activities, and we go there well to help the kids with whatever they need. We help them with homework and such that. Next slide, please. So last year we had some events, and next slide, please. We had a Dominican Independence Day. We just celebrated my friend. Her name is Gabby. She's Dominican. She brought in food, Dominican food, and it was really good. And we just partied, we danced, we had a good time. Next slide, please. And at the end of the school year, we also had a party. We also had good food, we talked, we even got the principal to come out and dance. It was a ton of fun. Next slide. Now, this year, we also had some events. Next slide. Could you switch the slide, please? We had a Hispanic Heritage Month party. So for Hispanic Heritage Month, we just gathered, and again, the good food, that's a continuous topic in our clubs. It's open to anyone, Hispanics can come, and also everyone, as mentioned before, the principal also came, teachers come, we have a good time. We also went to the Oxford Hispanic Festival. As you can see in the picture, they had flags. We marched around with our flags, and we also just told people more about our group. We also did another festival, which was in Fairfield. We did about the same thing, told people about who we were, and it was a pretty good experience. We also did Dia de los Muertos. So Dia de los Muertos is basically just to celebrate people who have passed. We had a party to educate people on the topic and also remember our loved ones. So our future events, we want to have another Dominican Independence Day. We also do fundraisers to help get funds for all the events that we want to do. And we also plan on having an end-of-the-year school party again, since that was amazing. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Our final group, our fourth group, is from Hamilton High, Melanated Matters. They are in their second year. And now I am pleased to introduce to you all, meet Kayla Scott. There you go. She is a junior. She's a junior at Hamilton High School and one of our exceptional members of Melanated Matters. She is a creative and talented musician who plays the viola. Kayla is a member of the National Honor Society and a leader in the Gay Straight Alliance, as well as several other clubs. Words used to describe Kayla are inquisitive, thought-provoking, caring, and committed to cause-driven initiatives. We are honored to have Kayla represent Melanated Matters today. Next, we have meet Jesus Reynoso. Jesus is a senior at Hamilton High School. This past year, he participated in Civic Day, working with Jean Pope as the HR director for a day. This experience fueled his passion for local government. He is a member of student council and was a talented linebacker for the Hamilton High School football team. Jesus is a leader and executive member of Melanated Matters. He is a commissioner. Let me repeat that again. He is a commissioner on the Diversity and Inclusion Commission. Currently, he is in the Butler Tech Healthcare Science Program, and his career aspirations are to attend college and major in nursing. We are pleased to have Jesus represent us today.
We're going to stand up because I like talking with my hands and being able to see everyone. So, hi, my name is Kayla Scott. It is a pleasure to be invited here. I feel like this is a great opportunity for young people to kind of reach out to important leaders in Hamilton locally. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for having us, first of all and foremost. But first, I would like to start off by giving us like a little brief history of Melanated Matters and how it came to be. Melanated Matters came about as a result of State of Reality series that was sponsored by the YMCA and the BTW Community Center. The series was created in response to the George Floyd incident. Community leaders came together to discuss how to address disparities impacting brown and black communities in 3 areas: law enforcement, economics, and education. And 2 young ladies, Jaden Isaacs and Samaya Howard, were the co-founders of the group. Now we can start.
Cool. So we are a student-led organization at Hamilton High School. We like to talk about issues, talk about challenges, and opportunities that are here locally in Hamilton, especially at our high school. An example of that could be one of the first meetings I came to. I started coming like the end of last school year, but I became like an official member this year. I really wanted to talk about how impactful it is to have teachers that look like you. I have never had an African American teacher, so I was faced with the idea that I couldn't be like them in a way. And it's just very important to have leaders like Ms. Shamina and Ms. Jean that are very impactful on our local, like our city, basically. So, yeah.
Next slide. Our mission. For our missions, we would like to advocate black and brown excellence, influence young gifted students to become leaders, educate ourselves and others on current issues, as well as empower and uplift one another to make an impact.
Cool, so these are our accomplishments. We have had guest speakers in the past. That over there is Mr. Mark Cunningham. He was our homecoming DJ last year. He is a really cool dude. Collaborating with other schools, that is the meeting, the joint meeting we had with Our Voices and DIG over at Baden. It was a really fun opportunity. Mr. Sammy Royals was there. He gave a really impactful speech, and it was just a really good opportunity to combine together public and private schools, see the differences we have, see the similarities we have. It was just all around a great gathering. Our Freedom Center trip. Annually, we try to take a Freedom Center trip to the one in Cincinnati. We're taking one this Saturday. Hopefully people will actually come. But yeah, those are our accomplishments.
Some of our goals. One of Melanated Matters' goals is to be involved within the Hamilton community. We support local businesses, volunteer, attend city council meetings and commissions such as the Diversity and Inclusion Commission, which I am a part of.
Collaborating with other schools, as I said, this is like a huge opportunity, amazing to see all of young Hamilton students instead of just public, private, like actually combining. We've hosted and attended meetings from Our Voices, DIG, and UNITAS. At those meetings, we've conducted like icebreaker activities. Also, as I said, see the differences and similarities between the different schools and how we can work together to kind of figure out solutions. Yes, that's the word. But yeah.
Making an impact. So this summer, some of our goals for this summer are, we're going to have our Juneteenth celebration here at Markham Park. We would have a tent like we did the previous year, and share information, and volunteer as well. We also have speaking engagements. We'll touch a little bit more on that later. And we also have a partnership with Our Voices for Neil's barbecue sauce. And more information will come.
Are there any questions?
Yes.
Would either of you be willing to come and speak to a bunch of adults about your experience creating?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, we would love that.
Absolutely. I will walk up to you after we're done with this. Awesome. Are there any other questions? We are also happy to get emails to have other guest speakers or talk with other collaborations, since all of you seem to be awesome members of this community. We would like more interactions. So yeah, there's that.
Next slide.
Next slide. Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much.
If we could give all of our participants another round of applause, please. We certainly don't want to run over time, but I wanted to throw a question or two out to our panel because what we're here for today is to really understand, again, their perspective and how they see their future here in Hamilton. I think we all are privy to the stories that when we have young people in these spaces, they may not necessarily, no matter whom they are, see a future where they can live, work, and play, raise a family, etc. here in Hamilton. Well, we want to change that particular narrative, and I think having this symbiotic conversation helps and lends itself to positivity to doing that. So one of the things that I would like to ask, and I will start with Sophia, and of course anybody else can take this up, but Sophia, what is one of the most positive things that you have noticed for young people this year, over the past year or so?
I think definitely just all of our groups are really positive for both Hamilton and Baden, and definitely since we've been collaborating, that has kind of brought a lot more people in and just kind of made it more interesting. And then CHIPS has also it was a really great experience for me. I loved it. And I'm also a member of YPC, so that's also been, or Youth Philanthropy Committee, so that's also been a really good experience for me. So, yeah.
Thank you, Sophia. For Macbeth, in reference to how adult support can help your group, what would you like to see?
Well, we just want to be more seen in the community. We just want to put ourselves out there, let everyone know that, well, we're here, this is what we do, this is what our mission is at Baden. And not only do we want to represent our club, we also want to represent the Hispanic community. That's mainly what I'm doing.
Thank you. And for Kayla, last question. What are some of the things right off the top of your head that you think we can do to support the group collectively, all the clubs collectively, or individually? What would you like to see from our community here?
So last week, just at our meeting last Thursday, we actually we came up with a bunch of ideas to propose to the city where we could do collaborations. We were talking about kind of promoting inclusivity in Hamilton by offering some sort of recognition or award. For advocates who accomplish opportunities in Hamilton, like young advocates. We do think there are a lot of opportunities for young people in Hamilton, like Hamilton Young People Empowered, or HYPE, and 17 Strong. Those volunteer opportunities, I feel like they're really good for young people, but then a lot of people also don't know about them. So spreading the word is also very important. Those are two.
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions from the audience? Yes, sir.
So, realizing we got a little bit of time, but I'd like to know what the biggest challenge for each individual is within your groups, being part of the affinity groups that you are. What has been the biggest challenge that you have faced within the group or within your own personal life or within your schools?
Jared?
Hello? Okay. Just had to see if this was working. But for like Dig and Our Voice, I'm in both clubs. For Dig, mainly it was just getting people there. It was just to have the community. And then for Our Voice, it was just timing. You know, going to Neil's, you know, sometimes we couldn't make it. We have football practice, we got our jobs, and, you know, that was one issue. But, you know, we found a way to keep communicating, you know, emails and all that. Another issue I would say was just, trying to put a good word for it. I'm going to have to cut that one out, but.
Jesus. Thank you, Jared.
So one of our struggles for at least Melanated Matters would be recruiting younger students and getting a retention rate of students to join our group. Seeing as most of our members are seniors this year and will be graduating, so that's where an area where we struggle of. We have held luncheons and, you know, recruitment opportunities, buying, like, kind of throwing, throwing like parties or invitations to students. We have recruited, we have gotten a couple of new members, but we're looking to reach out to the students at the freshman building. We're looking to have a meeting there, you know, recruit them for the upcoming years, and to see, because we would hate to see this group die out, especially since how meaningful and impactful it is, and just the overall what it brings to the table. You know, it provides a safe place for me, and I wouldn't say the rest of my peers in the group. I know that for me, it's more than just a group, it's more of a family.
Thank you, Jesus. Macbeth?
So one of the challenges that my club faced was just the structure of it. Previously, before we had Jose, we had issues with scheduling what events we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it, meetings, all that. But now that we have Jose, he's really helped push us, and that really inspires us to be more organized. And it has really helped, and now we are here.
Kayla, you want to finish us up on that question?
Yeah. Speaking on a more personal level, before I came to Melanated Matters, I was way more introverted. Like, if you told me that I had to speak at an event with this many people, I wouldn't walk through those front doors. Melanated Matters, like, it's become, as Jesus said, it's become more of a family to me, and it's helped me kind of break out my shell. As a Black woman, I feel like I was kind of expected to act a certain way, to display myself, to be more proper and more like just trying to be better than people expected me to be, because I didn't want to have that negative stereotype. But Melanated Matters has helped me realize that I can be myself and I can speak on issues that I wouldn't be able to speak on like a year ago. So yeah.
I want to add on that. Definitely coming to Baden, it put me through something like identity crisis, because I had been in public school my whole life, surrounded by like just like all types of people, and then I come to Baden and like majority it's white people, and so it definitely was like I was like finding a hard time like fitting in. Like I didn't know like how I was supposed to act, if I was supposed to still be myself, or like how things would happen. And like even like when I was like first took down my hair, I was scared to go to school with my fro in. But when Jasmine, she's not here, but when she came to me about Our Voice, I was definitely like, yeah, that sounds like something I want to be. And it created a safe space for me, a place where I can feel like more comfortable being myself, and where I can like share like my experiences. And I also met Maya in the process, so it's been great. But I think one way that the city can help support us in a way is funding, you know, money. Money to help us out. That would definitely help our trip to the HBCUs a lot easier and better. We are like making our own fundraisers, but extra donations would help. Thank you.
Well, Samaya, that was a wonderful way to end. I thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our future, and I think we are in great hands with the young people here. Can we give them a nice round of applause? So again, thank you all for allowing us to present our emerging leaders, our current leaders of their school. It has been truly an honor and pleasure to serve as their advisors. And once again, we appreciate you. We thank you. Thanks.
Well, that was very inspiring. I think our future is very bright, and we thank you guys for coming today. One other note, I'm the president of the Kiwanis Club. We're having our Spring Pancake Day April 29th at the Hamilton Middle School. So thank you for coming, and I guess you're excused.